2028 is not about who Ghanaians think say or say you are not saying. 2028 is about who can win us power. 2028, any people who do budget to many parts of the or 2028 as some I can any power track of control with my creativity. 2028 is about credibility. One Ghana for Jimmy. One more, some more planning in as well say, almost say, you rather Bawumia, Ekoya or Koyem. What would you need to see President Kukwado, President for any President Dubuahina? The Grenada second chance, in the amount of Sokoya, no second chance. One more Kaya can say, who have President, former Vice President, Bawumia, or 41.6% at all. And for that reason, we have a claim on their account. May come a tearful now to say that argument is even not tenable and it's completely illogical. So, over 41.6%, yeah, and I say this is also 56.1%. Did they be on the airport? And I said, more than the percentage of what was, you go and start afresh. If you want more, someone more can say, well, we are 41%. Now, can we need any percentage to be the can part? I feel no cost at every zero. I guess a 7, my business will be an argument for my son or pass assembly or be tired at home. But you can't say second chance. We are not saying nobody is entitled to a second chance. But what is the proper history? The proper history is that everybody has added some of the votes, has increased the percentage of the votes, with the exception of the last election here, Dr. Bawumia. Now, the man was say he is the only person in the history of MPP Agyapong Assembly. He did just 32 years as a party. But in the history, for the last half of the 32 years, which is the last 16 years, he had been leading the affairs of the party.
I was in a subway, you could pay more honorable can a compare Agyapong a camp where who say, one more air to a man, Dr. Muhammad Bawumia. Nina any and send me, I will say, Chairman Sabun to Echo Kaya. What almost say, and someone were kind, and yes, someone can step in me, and also say, Wakasa and some Nina. And so was said, Chairman Sabun to HS and NPP delegates, and so one more quack to Abana. And was so much will be an honorable food dear, a chayaku. Say, we say, ya cocoa pimu, and will BBC, I won't conquer or mind gun anymore. And no, and I could see quite saying, ya or honorable can I compare with Japan spokesperson. Ekasana watches away as a man keka. Now a banner brofua and no Ghana ye baby dear. A man penny for a better now on the brofu, dear no to the ye, poor bits me, I do my gun, let's see what. I'm the Mumabunu, and yet Jumaya was a brofu, a busia, and some. Ya ko si kwatse eto ye ede mane wo se Chairman Sabun no ese se wo do wani ekokko he ensem na sane be kokko he ensem na ba no me kai wo se e too much gh no bi so wo hwe mesrew na wo mi subscribers no so na de be wo na ka ho se ne be na upload ni to mpe wo ne first person ya wo sa e bi di kan aka bi ebusia kam ho ne enkohwe ma ye ba e bi di nkomo
waka yesi o ana ye probi o ha ka bofo BBC na BBC ko mo ta ba wa Hey, yo, oko UN, uti, UN. Omo ka English no. Pakistan for the Libya for the idea omo ka English no. Omo kasa you translate no.
Yeah, ma omo.
E dia to problem say. E di omo no mind developer. Ghana for ka English. Na Libya developer. Oko key back and cast no omo ka English. No one developer. What I say, I don't know why we don't reduce the challenges that confront us and I was saying to me about you. Maybe the Jagro, and as Messi, and on some bra, open your cars and Chairman Sabun. Sabra will do the old dancer say, you are Agyapong, friends about what it's to count what you can see school on the course of Sabra, the pussy school man. 2028 is about courage, 2028 is about discipline, 2028 is about credibility. Yeah, your man. They say, yes, it's not the land. We campaign against the backdrop of economy. When we are living, free, 1 is to 4. If you want 1 is to 17. And how do you then present the same face now? Not on OG any movement for 1 is to 17. So I feel now, and it's for the about 10. They will see the 17 as better. I think we got to comment that. And you need a new face, you need a fresh face. Even in the spirit of parties of Nepal, you need a new face. So, will be a family, a Chamate Campo, a Hayford Campo, will be a casco, as you may see there. maybe he was not part of the establishment fully. And maybe a CN BBR, won't come in Bawumia and for so be the and for me, I think Kennedy holds the key to 2028. What we could do with my dictum right. Now you have got 2028 general election. When now we have one of your Kokoya. Let us say, party will be more interested in somebody or what we could do. Obetima Kwasi. Ama one, you need a lot of the parliamentary seats. Abenya majority parliamentary seat. Now a bill so you need the power of the party na afraid that general election that we need presidential. Because I've always maintained that no matter how rich ideas that you have, no matter how good ideas that you have as a political party, if you do not win political power, ideas in the 2028 is not about who Ghanaians think say or say you are not saying. 2028 is about who can win us power. 2028, any power who do budget to many parts of you or Mra 2028 as somebody can any power track of so big marketing. 2028 is about credibility. One again of Virginia. As I say, no benching, means same man what time in the tunes and yenya and go for a say, oh, as I said, you will deal with him, and as I said, you need to be the with him. And one more castle, oh, and I can't casa, and I can't Casablos, and I can't do and I can't do Tema. We tell them that yes, you will not know what can now or yeah. About 90%, 99% were in defense of the party. I don't quite depend here. Yet, you can say, can you true? And no matter you have said, even upon further reflection, I am sure say in a couldn't see a will do it in a different way.
All right, so now Kwesi, with the issue of a second chance, yera or search mensa bonsunum naponum untuminom no moakano enam asantimantem etopete se yera Albert Adubuahen yede ne koye no de ntia ma ne second chance se na ne hododo no ntina yamfa na nkobiem enti nkebe ya Dr. Bawumia de yemma no second chance ema ne nko eho no oni omo ya adwene
William mamema abakosem ni de no pray ne didi kan ne say ye ka second chances and they say be a gidi for plan wo yam for so a na me ma ko na hofro e ma o de sache yemom ene obi a ekwan bia so no uru se wa ya na adwene so sa abone no be ko so aye ati abone ni enti second chances are sema second chances are not a reward for weak candidates so anything you second chances yam manager say a reward for just showing up keke enti e dey over na contest MPP no so far as I watching the media and one answer what I say some more second chance enti another time we no answer anya there yes second chance so President Mahammad onya a second chance no ba but the chance President Mahammad nya no e based on performance and what they what you but I'm trying to feel how even in MPP abakoso but before that no ade ba kwa metu ma bi asiso na tiefo na bi asite in the first place na party class made the campaign and some when we were saying Chime Sabusunumu a course until we did proper campaign na party as senate as to say you make the Japan call for na one for more campaign we would move and on that we are getting what happened in George Orwell's animal farm say all animals are equal but some are more equal than others as a selective application of the laws we look where few are a brother can second chance once me back once me Tama one more kind Tama no mining na yes opinion na yenwan me ministers bi akohwere mo kwani issue say issue at least you read the mood of the nation na nka yenina yensu mo because man penny no na when they try say penny no te ni paso no give na yensu that's what o man che and on dem koya mo campaign after all it's all about winning the flag bearer nothing else no and someone said the Bawumia will say cano oh no ebi ni sa second chance argument one more say more planning na so say omo say you Dr. Bawumia ekoya okoye no what would need to President Kufuado President Ofo and the President Dubuahina the Grenada second chance into the ma omo so akonya no nko second chance ni one more kaya can say we have President former Vice President Bawumia or 41.6% at all. And for that reason, we have a clear bit of their account. May come a chief now to say that argument is even not tenable and it's completely illogical. So, over 41.6%, yeah. And I say this is also 56.1%. Did they be on the airport? And I less than 100% of the airport. So, you're going to start afresh. If you want more, someone more can say, well, we are 41%. Now, can we need any percentage to be able to tell what I feel the start every zero. I guess a 7, but this is not so. Will be an argument for my son or pass assembly or be tired at all because it's neither here. Oh, 41, then anything also for 50. And what is the point in going for the election? Bawumia, in MPP, no, you can second chance in command. And only a reward for those who has demonstrated, say, your mom, when you acquire one more echo. I can for the same be said, I'm for an edit, a challenge to us. MPP, mono. And before I am about within Professor Dubois, President J. Kufo, and President Akufo-Addo, and Penia, now we have no coalition, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, we are one of our Sema, and the history of MPP. Obia, what was second chance as based on performance. And to your Professor Dubois, first time or 4 years here, one of the photo would not any party for the nothing one more I say, we have a beer, a money ball boy, one person was a day, I could be because according to them, not a performance in the uncle. Now, the men tobacco be. If we were Professor Dubois, cry time or poor cry, one of cry there, they a time near 3 pre-military era. That's happening, near PNC 1 PNC 2 or is military for the board minus so and transitioning back into a democratic or republic dispensation. Yes, though, when the role is a coalition, penitentiary triggers in you. At the time, one is a coalition, despite such suppressive and hostile political environment in now. Who again is said, when 1.2 million votes, I represent 30.29%. And the president one is 58.4%. And no, the difference in the gap, I have had a woman, but to tell you, gap no part of that President Wallace and then Professor Dubois in 1982 was 1.1 million. Gap no woman, but so 1.1 million. Now, free 1.1 million, but in the year 1996 so. Who said 1996, you know? And what Professor Dubois has contested, you catch us say, Professor Dubois, one could be a no yarn, a part of the records are there. Professor Dubois had contested. Then in 1996, party for no cast more kind and say, even though when the runners in the military regime, and now one and so many are doing despite Sabre to about quick ballot boxes, the assistant would do by Gimu, now military for other faculty are doing still to me at 30.29%. And would be vote defense 1.1 million. So, by the way, so I'm more but if you go 2 million here. The mama Professor Dubois here, Uncle Bill. In 96, President Kufo and the Adenikoy. President Kufo should just 3 months to campaign. 3 months, you know, President Kufo nearly 2.83 million votes. And I represented 39.67%. And we are President Kufo had the 9% vote difference. President Dubois here. I told you, I appreciate Professor Dubois here by 9% votes. And so we have vote difference, and also a woman. The vote difference then was 1.2 million. Again, the vote difference is very significant. President Kufuor Professor Dubois here 1.1 million. And Sabre Wallace the tree, Wallace the 1.2 million, and the trade President Kufuor. Then not President Kufuor. Professor Dubois 30%, you know, 39%, or the 9% back out. You feel what they about 2008. Now, President Kufuor the 9% account. Even though Onya just 3 months to campaign, HSA Papa no, what trade will be so much my day. Yeah, because from 30 to 39, the rest of the day, and the party funding the bar second time or better, will be winning. You feel what about 2008. Or penny and their friend of President Kufuor. Million votes. And I represented 49.13%. When it from that time was the point. So, no force no know. But yet they said in the history of MPP, no, President Kufuor cried, oh, we need the first round. Oh, we need first round, you know. They won't say Ghana, you said, so 50+1. Yeah. And they call run off, no, lose what time. time with less than 23,000 votes. She assembly you. And she also by far President Kufuor from 39 to 49, and 10% of the account.
Exactly.
Me what? And the Professor Dubois here, 30. And President Kufuor de ba say, President Kufuor de ba 39. Me what? And President Kufuor de call say 49. And that.
Yeah.
After you, any power no 49% to win the first round. He also with just 23,000 votes. And now catch us any Paco is all to answer. Over to answer this. And they are two President Kufuor. And the second time of call yes, over Kaya. Second time of call Supreme Court judges say a move forecast will really less, They move or a tax to the next day, they do cotton for. In Sandy, where they are some money.
Yeah.
But in the case of 2024, 2024 by a copy. Before that, now President Akufo-Addo at the Yako, even in 2020 election, not Yako 6.7 million votes. Put him. Yura Dr. Mama Dubai, or the Yako 4.65 million votes. 2024 to 1.61%. It was sharp compared to 2020 votes. President Akufo-Addo. Let's just say Yura Dr. Bawumia what the votes also 33%. Of anything new, 33%. This is the first time in the history of MPP Yabako Seminole will be teaming far on sector where the way 10 account home and where the way 9 account from Professor Dubois to Kufuor and President Kufuor for the 10 day. Therefore, where slash President Kufuor in the second 10 votes, no crown, and the immediate votes are which they are compared on slashing by 33%. Some person even first time and not President Kufuor to cry back. Now compared to what Bawumia had. 49 and 41.6. Let us say one also what tested there almost also 9%. Opening what's the mention I say? In the history of MPP Abako 7, the import is that in the case of your party, Yabako 7, we started with Professor Dubois in 30.29 in 92. Now President Kufuor de 39.67 in 1996. And no say President Kufuor 9.38% there the account. In terms of performance, President Kufuor also at the free at the 49.13 in 2008, and also the 9.46 in the account. Only Dr. Bawumia and I recorded a decline of 7.52% drop from Akufo-Addo's first attempt. Akufo-Addo, the last election in 2020, President Bawumia crossed out drop 10%. Now, if the nominal votes come some to 33%. And the so look at you say, oh, second chance, there will be second chance, there will be second chance. Abako separate to say. Second chance, we are the child. So, Banu are more there, and we have a time second chance amount because, oh, dear, any more second chance. Let me tell you, President Mahama had the 8 years and the 31 million votes. Former Vice President Dr. Bawumia, almost say what the 1.7 million votes difference there. Omo man ko to pay 2.1, but the enyo man ko to no ko free. Say assume we say even 2.1 for no ko e beto a. Now 1.7 million votes difference then kwa na e ka opani. What essentially means they say President Mahama the 8 years and 31 million votes difference. It will take us a minimum of 14 years and then about 1.7 million votes difference. Now 14 years no 50 now but now comparison. I want to make that now actually. You was hard that. And you can't say second chance. We are not saying nobody is entitled to a second chance. But what is the proper history? The proper history is that everybody has added some of the votes, has increased the percentage of the votes, with the exception of the last election here, Dr. Bawumia. Now, the man was say he is the only person in the history of MPP Abako 7. He did just 32 years as a party. But in the history, for the last half of the 32 years, which is the last 16 years, he had been leading the affairs of the party as a vice presidential candidate and as a vice president for the past 16 years. President Akufo-Addo, the highest position occupied was the Minister of State. Yes, though, with for first round victory. Second round, he lost to just 23,000 votes. Now, subtract 23,000 votes from 1.7 million votes. It's the end of the say, Akufo-Addo, now, and I say, we share Mananko. Akufo-Addo, there is a basis because he's demonstrated that him there and the popularity to me there. Yes, my can say second chances, You do not always come by say, I say, buy the amount there be 2020, 2018 is about bringing in a strong candidate.
So now with the analysis why ama etiefo ne ahwefo nyina ehunu ate no yemfa all candidates Kennedy ohina Japan embra now dia na betimi agina so e won aka kire etiefo ne ahwefo nyina se ye de Kennedy ohina Japan ye de abato ye de baton shedensa for 2028 obetimi awini power e de ama the new patriotic party
medical amount said, Utia 2028 dynamics. The good thing is that they are all completely going to be completely new faces. President Mahama is constitutionally power to come again. And so, what to be contested, it's a new person ever. One will be seen a bear generation doing Kotia. A bill say a bear opening to your zebra. In 2028, whichever way, there will be a new face in the bear. Now, let's happen before we one, a normal a dear core opposition, say be on the grounds of the common. You can't use that against the Agyapong. And this normal idea core opposition on the grounds of common. A normal comfort dinner so to about say, oh, maybe on if religion has an influence on me, I don't think it's going to affect the Agyapong. If on matters of tribalism had an influence on me, I don't think it's going to affect the Agyapong. If said, Alancha Matinko for saying, no, yet the above for young it's not going to affect you. But most importantly, I did about press what the Boston said. The Japan part, they be our command. He redonates with the grassroots. Grassroots for the voters, the grassroots votes are always constant. It's the middle class that you always need to always appeal to them and get most of them to speak on your behalf before you get them. But the Japan kind of what did it. One of which because from time immemorial, he's been consistent with the position of everything. Under the year, 2028 is not about parties, it's about individuals. Ghanaians are tired of politicians and political parties promising and not failing to deliver. Ghanaians are thinking of be or more say at this individual level. And you might be able to create. Is that the Ghanaians are looking for strong candidates in 2028. Say Nipa Ben NDC 4 person who fire and another who fire one person can say that enough is enough. Then more just no more. With that courage, that fearless attitude, that boldness. Nipa one who say or discipline. Nipa when they should say or mind. Nipa over you common sense approach.
Etebusia champion myself was na wasuma ready at for masuma ya kwakuti and some no aba message so obuja will comment our comment section of the ama nothing when me subscribe button so too much gh ya kai so the bell ne beka ho se na be na upload ni to mo phone no e be won kai note ni ho se na and some no nyina esiti all the social media platforms so kwa too much gh o subscribe no like no share so ho amobia so enye bia hwe dark gold enemy d e be share